Hi, everybody, and welcome to New Year's Eve. How did that happen? I thought I would share with you today a little ritual / ceremony that I like to do at the end of the year. And I think it's important to acknowledge the year for everything it brought, both positive and negative. I know that's hard. It's especially hard for me because I lost my mum this year, as most of you probably know. But I think what's important is that we need to look back over the year and accept and acknowledge what happened and what lessons we learned from that and how we move forward with those lessons. And I think it's only when we do that that we can truly move forward, because we're moving forward not with the baggage, the emotional baggage of what's happened to us, but more of an acceptance. So what you need is a pen, some paper, and a small fire. You know where this is going, right? So I think you can make this as simple as you want or as crafty as you want. You can do it on your own. You can do it with friends or with family. It's really entirely up to you. So what you do is you get your paper and you get your pen and you write a list of all the crappiest things that happened this year, no matter how small, no matter how big. And when you are writing them down, use whatever language you want because you're the only person who's going to see what you've written. Okay, so let your hair down. If you want to swear, swear. If you want to cry, cry. Do what you need to do to accept those things that you're writing down. And write down as many as you can. So don't hold back. And this also doesn't have to be done in a 5-minute period. You can spend a whole afternoon doing it. You can spend as long or as little time as you want. And then once you've written all those things down, sit with them. I know it's hard. Some will be hard for me. But I think it's important to kind of eyeball them. I always say that when something bad happens and it's in your head or in your heart and it goes round and round and round, and it's that kind of unknown feeling, that's what brings us down. But if you write it down and you look at it, it's almost like you're facing your fears. You're facing that thing that brought you heartache, that brought you fear, that brought you grief. And acknowledge it. I'm not saying it's easy. Acknowledge it, but state, or at least say in your mind, that you don't want to be held back by those things anymore. You accept that they happened and you accept that you have a wealth of emotions associated with them, but you want to learn the lesson and you want to move on. This is not about forgetting those things, okay? Because obviously there's people and there's animals involved and you don't want to be forgetting them. All you are doing is that you are acknowledging and letting go of the emotional weight that those things brought you. And then you want to take yourself off to a nice safe place. Don't make me make a separate video about health and safety and fire rules. All right, so take yourself off to a nice safe place. If that's in front of your fireplace, in front of your wood burner, outside by your barbecue or your braai, whatever you feel safe with. And I don't know, have a little ceremony, pour yourself a glass of something nice or a hot mug of something nice and say a few words, I release this, or I let this go, or I take the lesson from this and choose to move on, or something. And then just simply drop each of those little pieces of paper or the one humongous paper with the millions of things written on it into the fire and know that it is done. Know that what you have done to release those things or release the emotional baggage associated with those things is done. Accept that and have a drink, have a sip of your drink, and you can either then sit quietly in contemplation, or you can go inside and carry on with your life. And I know it sounds really, really simple, but it's a very small way of, I want to say like tricking your brain, but you know what I mean, right? It's convincing your brain and everything that you have a little bit of control over what happens to you in your life, and you're choosing to take something positive from the negative things that have happened. Now, you can leave it at that, or you can do the same but in reverse. So you can also write all the fantastically wonderful things that happened to you, write them down on a piece of paper, but when you put them in the fire, acknowledge your gratitude for them. So each and every one of those things, acknowledge your gratitude, how lovely it was that such and such happened, or how lovely it was that this person came into your life, or how great it was that, you know, this and this happened with your business. And that will also have the same effect. Well, the same effect, but a different effect. And it just gives you a little bit of a sense of acknowledgement and achievement for the year. So I hope that helps. And I hope that you feel like you get something from it. And I wish you a fabulous new year. And I hope that next year brings you health, wealth, prosperity, and lots of love. Take care. Bye for now.